Be me, married 10 years, 2 kids, wife Sarah was cool when we met, liked camping, wasn't dramatic. We actually laughed together. Around 2019 she joins this women's empowerment circle, starts following feminist Instagram accounts, whatever. She's making friends. Then her friends Jess and Amber start coming over constantly. One evening they're in our kitchen, wine flowing. I'm in the living room, helping Ethan with math homework. He's 8, struggling with fractions. Isabel's 6, colouring on the floor. I overhear Jess through the doorway. Girl, you do everything around here. He just exists. Amber. That's emotional labour. They never get it. Sarah laughs. Right? Like, I have to manage literally everything. I freeze, I work 50 hours a week, coach Ethan's soccer team, do dishes every night. What am I not doing? Over the next few months, Sarah starts using their language against me. You're not pulling your weight emotionally. I ask what she specifically needs. If I have to explain it, that's more emotional labor. The friend group intensifies. They start a book club reading Bell Hooks and Roxane Gay. Sarah begins correcting everything. Don't say guys, say everyone. She lectures Isabel about princess dresses for 20 minutes, instead of just buying one or saying no. I try to keep the peace, take the kids to the park, let them just play without commentary. Ethan picks a blue Gatorade at 7-Eleven, Sarah later, in this serious tone. Colors don't have genders, buddy. He's 8, he just likes blue. One night, Jess and Amber are over for dinner. I mention Ethan's soccer team made playoffs. Amber, fork halfway to her mouth. Don't you think sports culture reinforces toxic masculinity? I laugh. Wait, she's serious. He's 8, he likes running around and scoring goals. Jess leans forward. That's pretty dismissive of Sarah's growth journey. I look at Sarah, she's nodding along, doesn't say a word in my defense, in my own house. After they leave, I try to talk to her. Babe, I feel like we're not on the same page anymore. Maybe we should try counseling. She actually scoffs. Counseling? So some therapist can tell me to compromise my values? I'm not asking you to compromise. You want me to shrink myself back down? That's what this is about. Sarah, I'm finally becoming who I'm supposed to be, and you can't handle it. Things get worse. She makes everything a teaching moment with the kids. Ethan asks why only boys are in Boy Scouts, instead of just answering. She launches into a 15-minute lecture about gender segregation and the patriarchy. His eyes glaze over. Isabel wants to be a princess for Halloween. Sarah sits her down for a talk about how princesses reinforce helplessness and waiting for male rescue. Isabel's 6. She just thinks the dresses are pretty. I start taking the kids out more. Park, movies, ice cream. Just to let them be kids without constant analysis. The final straw comes on my birthday weekend. I planned a camping trip, had the tent packed, s'mores, supplies, whole thing. The kids were excited. Ethan kept asking if we were leaving yet. Friday afternoon, I come home from work. House is empty. I call Sarah. Where are you guys? Oh, we're at the climate march downtown. It's important the kids see activism in action. Sarah, it's my birthday weekend. We had plans. This is more important than birthday plans. They need to understand their privilege. She hangs up. I sit in the empty house, camping gear by the door. That evening I see her Instagram. Photo of Ethan and Isabel holding a sign that says, "There is no planet B." Caption, "So proud to raise kids who fight for justice." Parenting done right. Ethan looks exhausted in the photo. Isabel's spacing out. When they get home around 8, Ethan says, "Dad, I'm sorry we missed camping." "Not your fault, buddy. We were there for like 4 hours. My feet hurt." I tuck them in, come back downstairs. Sarah's on the couch, scrolling her phone, reading comments on the protest post. "Sarah, we need to talk." She doesn't look up. "If this is about your birthday, it's pretty selfish to prioritize that over the kids' education." "Their education. Ethan has school Monday. This was supposed to be family time." "Family time can happen anytime. These protests are time sensitive." I take a breath. "I think we should try marriage counseling, seriously." Now she looks up. "You want to pay someone to tell me I'm wrong?" "That's not what counseling is." I'm not shrinking myself to make you comfortable. If you can't handle me growing, that's a you problem. I stand there, realize she's unreachable. The woman I married is gone, replaced by someone who sees everything through this lens, where I'm the enemy. 2 weeks later, she asks for a divorce. I don't think this is working. You're holding me back from becoming who I need to be. Part of me is devastated. Part of me is relieved. The eggshells were killing me. Okay, I say, if that's what you want. She looks almost surprised I didn't fight it. That night, I sleep in the guest room, lie awake, thinking about Ethan and Isabel, wonder what this is going to do to them. I call Marcus the next morning. He's my buddy from college, got divorced 3 years ago, lost custody of his daughter. We meet at our usual spot, this dive bar that does decent wings. I tell him what happened. Bro, he says, wiping hot sauce off his fingers, you need to lawyer up now. Like today, courts are going to side with her automatically. You need to document everything. Document what? Everything. Every text. Every time she violates anything. Every weird thing she does. Trust me, she's going to come for you eventually. I hire a lawyer. Sarah's lawyer paints me as emotionally unavailable and resistant to modern parenting approaches. My lawyer says we can fight for 50-50 custody, but it's expensive, and honestly, with the kids this young, Ethan's 10 now, Isabel's 8, courts almost always favor the mom. I'm exhausted from the whole thing. Agree to her getting primary custody. She gets weekdays. I get every other weekend, plus alternating holidays. Child support is set, papers are signed. Feels like I lost, but I tell myself, at least we can co-parent peacefully now. Wrong. First few months, post-divorce, the kids seem lighter during my weekends. We do normal stuff. Movies, park, video games. Isabel laughs more. Ethan opens up about school without filtering himself, but they start making comments. Mom made us go to another rally on Saturday. I just wanted to stay home and play Minecraft. Mom's boyfriend Tyler made us do this weird exercise at dinner where we had to list our privileges. It was so awkward. Mom posted us at Pride without asking. My friends from school saw it. I bite my tongue. Don't badmouth her. Just listen. Then I notice her Instagram is getting more extreme. She posts the kids constantly. At protests, at marches, at community organizing events, always with captions about raising conscious kids and doing the work. Comments are full of her friends praising her. The kids' faces in the photos look tired. One weekend, Ethan mentions casually, Mom says you don't understand intersectionality. Did she explain what that means? Not really. She just said you're part of the problem. He's 10. Then something happens that I file away mentally, though I don't realize how important it'll be later. Ethan has severe asthma, has since he was 6, 2 ER visits last year when he couldn't breathe. His pulmonologist prescribed a rescue inhaler. He's supposed to have it with him always. One Friday, he shows up for my weekend. Within an hour, I notice he's breathing weird. Short, shallow breaths, slight wheeze when he exhales. Buddy, you okay? Yeah, just my chest feels tight. My stomach drops. Where's your inhaler? He hesitates, looks down. Mom didn't pack it. I text Sarah immediately. Ethan doesn't have his rescue inhaler. Can you drop it off or should I come get it? Her response comes 20 minutes later. He doesn't need it this weekend. Those things create dependency. He needs to learn proper breathing techniques. I read it 3 times. Ethan has severe asthma, the kind where his oxygen levels drop, the kind that sent us to the ER twice. Sarah, he's wheezing right now. His doctor prescribed this for a reason. Big Pharma wants you dependent on their products for profit. I've been researching natural approaches, breathing exercises, dietary changes. You wouldn't understand. Ethan's breathing is getting worse. The wheeze is audible now. Get in the car, bud. 20-minute drive to the 24-hour CVS. I call his pulmonologist's emergency line on the way. Explain the situation. The doctor sounds alarmed. Asks if Ethan's lips are blue. If he's struggling to talk, says withholding a rescue inhaler from a severe asthmatic is dangerous, calls in an emergency prescription immediately. We get to the pharmacy. I pay out of pocket. Insurance won't cover it this early, but I don't care. Ethan uses it in the parking lot. 2 puffs. Within minutes, his breathing eases. The wheeze fades. Better? He nods, looks scared. Mom said I just need to relax and do the breathing exercises she taught me, that it'll go away. My hands are shaking on the steering wheel, not from anger, from fear of what could have happened if I hadn't noticed, if he'd had an attack in the middle of the night. I tell Marcus about it Monday over coffee. His eyes go wide. Dude, that's your smoking gun. What? Medical neglect. She refused to provide prescribed medication for a serious condition. Asthma can kill kids. You have the texts? Yeah, but... Save them. Screenshot them. Save the pharmacy receipt and the doctor's note. That's legitimate evidence she's putting ideology over his health. I don't want to be that guy who... You're not being that guy. You're being a dad. She's playing games with his ability to breathe. Document it. I screenshot the texts, save the receipt, the doctor's note, file it all in a folder on my computer labeled Custody Docs. Even though I don't plan to do anything with it, surely it won't come to that. Greater than accept she keeps pushing, cancels my weekends last minute. Taking the kids to an important event, no discussion, just a text. 2 hours before I'm supposed to pick them up, happens again the next month. And the month after, I let it slide. Don't want to rock the boat. Marcus warns me over beers. Bro, she's testing you, seeing what she can get away with. She's gonna escalate. We have a custody agreement. She can't just... She is, and she'll keep doing it until you push back. But I don't. I keep thinking if I just stay calm, stay reasonable, it'll work out. 2 years pass like this. The kids are older now. Ethan's 14. Isabel's 12. They're not little anymore. They have opinions, push back, and they're pushing back hard against Sarah. Isabel tells me one weekend. I told Mom I didn't want to go to the march on Saturday. She said I'm internalizing misogyny and I need to do better. What did you want to do instead? Nothing. Just hang out at home. Maybe see my friends. But she made me go anyway, and then posted about it like I was so excited to be there. Ethan chimes in. Mom freaked out last week because I said you guys in front of her book club, made me apologize to like 8 people. For saying you guys? Yeah, she said it's gendered language. I have to say everyone, or folks. He rolls his eyes. He's 14, starting to see through it. Things feel stable enough. I have my weekends, they have their lives, we make it work. Then one Tuesday, I get served at work. Custody modification petition. I read it in my car, hands shaking, Sarah's filing to reduce my custody to supervised visits only, claiming I'm creating an unsafe environment by exposing the children to regressive values and undermining their social-emotional development. Unsafe environment. I'm the one who makes them pancakes and helps with algebra homework and doesn't drag them to political events every weekend. I call Marcus immediately. Emergency meeting. Tonight, we meet at Murphy's, our usual bar. Marcus brings Kyle, another buddy from our college days. Kyle's a corporate lawyer, not family law, but he knows the game. I show them the petition. Marcus. I fucking told you 2 years ago she was always gonna do this. Kyle reads it, whistles. This is aggressive. She's not asking for modification. She's asking to basically erase you. What do you have on her? I've been screenshotting her posts, documenting the schedule violations. That's baseline. You need dirt. Something that proves she's unfit. I hesitate. There was the medication thing 2 years ago. They both lean in. What medication thing? I explain. Ethan's asthma, the inhaler, her refusal, the emergency pharmacy run while he was wheezing. Kyle sets his beer down hard. Do you have the texts? Yeah. And the pharmacy receipt, doctor's note. Marcus slaps the table. Bro, that's gold. That's actual medical neglect. Withholding an inhaler from an asthmatic kid. That's not opinion. That's endangerment. Kyle pulls out his phone, starts typing notes. Okay, here's what you need. 1. Those medical texts and receipts. That's your nuke. 2. Every schedule violation, documented with dates and times. 3. Screenshots of her posting the kids without consent. especially if they've asked her not to. 4. Any evidence of her coaching them or trying to turn them against you. 5. Get the school involved. Has she caused any incidents there? I think... Actually, Isabel mentioned last year, Sarah made a scene about a history assignment, called the teacher's curriculum problematic or something. Isabel was humiliated. Kyle. Contact the school, get documentation, counselor's notes, incident reports, anything. Marcus. And hire a real family lawyer, not some nice guy who plays fair, someone who fights dirty when necessary. I don't want to be... You're not being anything except a dad fighting for his kids? She fired first. You're just responding with facts. Kyle. One more thing. When they assign a custody evaluator, and they will, you be the most boring, stable, normal dad in the world. Make your home comfortable but not staged. Let the kids be themselves. Don't coach them, but make sure they know they can be honest about how they feel. We order another round. Marcus raises his glass. To getting your kids back, for the first time in 2 years, I feel something other than resignation. I feel hope. I hire Ms. Rodriguez based on Marcus's recommendation, former prosecutor, doesn't mess around, first meeting, she reviews everything. The asthma incident is strong. She says, reading the texts, this isn't alternative medicine debate, this is withholding emergency medication for a respiratory condition. Medical neglect angle is solid, but I need more. Build me a case. I call Isabel's school, request a meeting with the counselor. Mr. Harrison, the school counselor, pulls up his files. Oh yes, I remember this incident clearly. Your ex-wife came in extremely upset about our westward expansion unit in history, claimed it was white supremacist curriculum, demanded we change the entire lesson plan, made quite a scene in the hallway. Your daughter was mortified. She was crying in my office afterward. Do you have documentation? Incident report, yes, and notes from my follow-up session with Isabel. I get copies. Rodriguez smiles when I bring them to her. Good. Keep going. Court assigns a custody evaluator. Ms. Law, mid-50s, been doing this 20 years, no-nonsense type. Rodriguez briefs me. Be yourself. Boring is good. Let your home speak for itself. Do not badmouth Sarah. Let the evidence do that, and whatever you do, don't coach the kids. Ms. Law schedules a home visit on one of my regular weekends. I'm nervous as hell, but stick to the plan. Kids arrive Friday evening. We do our normal routine. Order pizza, watch a movie. Ethan plays Fortnite with his friends online. Isabel does TikTok dances in the living room. Saturday morning Ms. Law arrives. I offer coffee. She accepts, observes. We eat breakfast. I make pancakes. Kids argue about what movie to watch later. Normal sibling bickering. Ms. Law asks them questions. They're natural, relaxed. Ethan talks about his robotics club at school. Isabel shows her a sketch she's working on. Ms. Law asks about their mom. Isabel hesitates. Mom's... She's intense, like, everything's a lesson. I love her, but it's exhausting sometimes. Ethan. At Dad's, I can just exist. I don't have to think about every word I say. Ms. Law takes notes. I don't interrupt, don't add anything. After she leaves, I have no idea if I helped or hurt my case. Then Rodriguez calls with unofficial intel. Ms. Law visited Sarah's place yesterday. Off the record, it was a disaster. House was staged like an HGTV photo shoot. Sarah had a whole presentation ready about her parenting philosophy. Kids were clearly coached. They gave very rehearsed answers when Sarah was in the room. But when Ms. Law spoke to them privately, she pauses. Let's just say their answers were very different. Different how? Your daughter started crying, said she feels like she's always being judged at her mom's house, that she can't just be herself. I sit down. My heart breaks for Isabel, then my secret weapon falls into my lap. Isabel comes over one weekend, seems upset. We're sitting at the kitchen table. She's picking at her dinner. Dad, can I show you something? She pulls out her phone, opens Instagram DMs with her friend. I feel bad talking about Mom, but... I just want you to know I'm not lying about how I feel there. The conversation. Friend. How was the march? Isabel. Ugh, exhausting. Mom made us hold signs for like 3 hours. Didn't even ask if we wanted to go. Friend. That sucks. Isabel. She posts us and everything. I'm so tired of it. Dad never does that. I just want to be normal. I screenshot it with her permission. Thank you for showing me this, sweetie. Are you going to use it? Only if I need to show the truth about how you feel. She nods. Then Rodriguez calls with news that makes my stomach drop. Heads up. Sarah's lawyer filed a counter motion claiming you're coaching the kids, trying to turn them against her. It's baseless. But it might shake Ms. Law's perception. Stay the course. Don't react. I text Marcus in a panic. He calls immediately. Bro, she's flailing. That's a desperation move. Means she knows she's losing. What if Ms. Law believes her? She won't. The kids have been consistent. Just don't give Sarah's lawyer any ammunition. Stay boring. During a drive home from soccer practice, Ethan mentions casually, Dad, Mom's been telling us what to say if people ask us questions. What kind of things? Like that we feel safer with her, that you don't understand our development needs. But that's not true. I keep my eyes on the road. Hey buddy, if anyone official asks you questions, evaluators, lawyers, anyone, just tell the truth about how you feel. That's all that matters. Don't worry about what anyone wants you to say. He nods. That's what I've been doing. I relay everything to Rodriguez. She actually smiles. We've got her. One more thing drops. Tyler, Sarah's boyfriend, apparently told Ethan last week he needs to unlearn his male socialization. Ethan's 14. He just wanted to watch the football game. I document that too. Court day. Marcus and Kyle come for support, sit in the gallery. I meet Rodriguez outside. Sarah's there with Tyler and Jess. She looks confident, almost smug. We enter the courtroom. Judge Patterson presiding. Woman, 60s, been on family court bench 15 years. Sarah's lawyer goes first. Paints me as emotionally stunted. Claims I undermine her progressive parenting values. Says the kids need ideological consistency. Then Rodriguez stands. Your Honor, I'd like to present evidence of a pattern prioritizing ideology over children's welfare. She lays it out methodically. Exhibit A. The texts about Ethan's inhaler, Sarah refusing to provide prescribed emergency medication for severe asthma, calling it Big Pharma dependency, my pharmacy receipt, and doctor's emergency note showing I had to obtain it while he was actively wheezing. Exhibit B. School incident report, Sarah causing a public scene over curriculum, Mr. Harrison's notes indicating Isabel was humiliated and required counseling. Exhibit C. 8 documented schedule violations over 6 months. Sarah cancelling my custody time for her personal events. Exhibit D. Social media posts. Children in political content without consent. Isabel's DM messages expressing exhaustion and discomfort. Exhibit E. Ms. Law's evaluation. Rodriguez reads the key section. Children present as significantly more emotionally regulated in father's care. Mother's environment described by both children as stressful and like walking on eggshells. Both children, ages 12 and 14, articulated clear, consistent preference for primary placement with father. Sarah's face goes from confident to pale. Judge asks to speak with Ethan and Isabel privately. They're in chambers 45 minutes. I'm sweating through my shirt. They come out. Isabel's been crying, but looks relieved. Ethan catches my eye. Small nod. Judge returns to the bench. I've reviewed all evidence and spoken extensively with both children. Several things are clear. First, the inhaler incident is deeply concerning. Withholding emergency asthma medication is not a philosophical choice. It's medical neglect that could have resulted in serious harm. Second, the school incident demonstrates a pattern of prioritizing personal ideology over the children's emotional well-being. Third, these children are 12 and 14, old enough for their preferences to carry significant weight, both independently and consistently expressed strong desire for primary placement with father. She looks at Sarah. Ms. Walker, your passion for social causes is noted. However, children are not vehicles for political education, and medical decisions must be based on doctor recommendations, not ideology. The ruling. Primary physical and legal custody awarded to father. Mother receives standard parenting time, alternating weekends and holidays. This is a permanent order, modifiable only with significant change in circumstances. Permanent, not temporary, permanent. Sarah explodes. This is bullshit. The system is rigged against mothers who actually care. You're going to let him erase everything I've taught them. They'll grow up to be... Ms. Walker, that's enough. No, you don't understand. He's going to turn them into sexist, privileged... Bailiff, remove Ms. Walker if she says one more word. Jess tries to calm her. Tyler looks uncomfortable. Sarah's shaking with rage as they lead her out. That evening, the kids arrive with their stuff. Sarah dropped them off without coming to the door. Isabel hugs me, starts crying. We don't have to pretend anymore. Pretend what, honey? That we're happy there, that we like all the stuff. I hold her. You never have to pretend with me. Ethan, trying to be tough. Thanks for fighting for us, Dad. We order Chinese food, watch a movie, no lectures, no lessons, just us. Later, I text the group chat. I owe you guys. Marcus. Nah, man. You had the balls to fight. Kyle. You had the evidence. That inhaler thing was the nuke. I think about that Friday 2 years ago when Ethan showed up wheezing, when Sarah refused to send his medication because of some article she read online. At the time, I thought maybe I was overreacting by making such a big deal of documenting it. Turns out that documentation saved everything. I didn't win by being manipulative or playing games. I won because when it mattered, I had proof that I put the kids' safety first, and she had proof that she didn't.